Hey everyone, a quick update here. It's Friday, so Thursday yesterday was the due date for your first essay, which was Unit 7. So I'm just going to look quickly at Unit 8 here, which is what we have on the go, and you'll see it's a revision and also a revision of Essay 1, and you're also integrating a secondary source, so like a database material, like you had found for a previous unit. You could use that particular article, the database article you found, if it applies to your story. So there's nothing wrong with using that material, but you don't have to. It does have to be database material, or what we call an appropriate secondary source. So the first thing is it's focused specifically on the short story that you're discussing, like Alice Munro's Boys and Girls, for example. So it's a literary analysis of that short story. It's not an article about a kind of idea like gender psychology or child development, or something broad like that. It has to be a specific discussion of that story. For those of you who wrote on flight patterns by Sherman Alexie, you may find that there's very little, if any, database material specifically about that story. So in that case, you'd want to focus maybe on the author. So instead of using the database and searching for the story title, just search for the author name, and you'll find lots of material about him. And what you really want to look for then is comments about the kinds of themes that he covers generally. So it's still fairly focused discussion, and again, sort of literary analysis discussion, not much broader, idea level kinds of things. So it's really important that you understand, the nature of the source you're trying to find. The databases are probably your best bet, although you could use like a library book or that kind of material as well. Just don't use general web search material. So don't Google names or short story titles. Even if it ends up being what looks like a reputable source, the idea here is to get you using and comfortable using the databases, so researching that way. Of course, make sure that your works cited then reflects the new source that you've got in there. There's lots of material within our course here about getting that works cited format correctly, the in-text stuff. And obviously what we're looking for now is how smoothly you can integrate quotations from the secondary source into the essay that you've basically already got. So the bulk of Essay 2, which we're doing now, is really just Essay 1, but you've made edits and revisions based on things you catch yourself, but also comments that I'll give back to you, and I'm going to get to grading those and getting them back to you right away. So be sure you open up that file I send back and look through very carefully for comments that I'll make throughout, or things I highlight, and just that kind of thing. And then excuse me, the next step is really to integrate that secondary source effectively throughout the essay. You'll notice that the unit reminds you that really within each body paragraph of your essay, you're going to want primary text quotation, so the short story you're covering, and secondary text or secondary source quotation. So you don't want to just use it once or tack it on at the end of a paragraph or the end of your essay. You really do want to integrate that secondary source. So primarily what I'm looking for in Essay 2, since I'm not really regrading Essay 1, is that new stuff. Have you integrated material effectively? Did you find an appropriate source? Is the work cited correct? Again, the basic stuff like that. So just to point out, the due date for the revision here, so for Unit 8, will be Thursday, April 22nd. So again, you have a slightly longer time period to work on this. And like I said, I will get essays back to people ASAP. So be sure you're looking for that within the next couple of days, if not today, which is Friday. Okay, as always, be in touch with me if you have any questions at all about maybe comments I made on Essay 1, or ways to correct things, or you want to verify that the source you found is okay, anything like that. Just be in touch with me.